All right. So back-to-back days of Florida State landing commitments. Florida State seems to be bringing some momentum. And Tallahassee, we talked about it on the show on Thursday night, a big list of guys in attendance, and one of them being Kanaya Charlton. Florida State has landed a commitment from the Georgia native 6'5", on here saying 351, and Dustin will probably talk a little bit more that he's maybe trimmed off some of that weight. But Florida State has landed Charlton over Alabama and Georgia Tech. Dustin, you've created a really good relationship with Kanaya, and he let you in on his commitment and gave you an interview. Tell us a little bit about him and this commitment to Florida State.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of alluded to it on Thursday night during the show, bringing up each of the official visitors. I mentioned that Kanaya was one that could possibly go ahead and pull the trigger this weekend, and I got a chance to actually speak with him yesterday, where he told me that Florida State has been the school that he's known that he was going to attend for a long time at this point, and really the reason he's making it official this weekend is he wanted to commit publicly whenever his mother was with him in town. So actually right now they're up there on the official visit, and he's got a high school coach with him. It's Saturday afternoon, so probably about an hour or so ago, he started having his meeting with Coach Norvell, and he intended to let Coach Norvell know that he was going to commit on Saturday night, which is right now. I messed that timeline up, Logan.
It's okay. It's fine. I'm responding with my mic muted, but you're going to be okay. We got to get used to this kind of recording before commitments go live, but we were allowed to do this from Kanaya's choice, but it's okay. Yeah. They'll understand the timeline. They'll understand what we're talking about.
From day one, this recruitment has been led by Coach Norvell, Coach Atkins, and Coach JP, and Kanaya has really developed a strong relationship with each of them. In particular, Coach Atkins, he said he's built a bond with Coach Atkins that is like no other coach that has, recruited him from any other school so far. And he got the chance to work with him earlier this month a couple times. One was at the elite camp, and that was where there were some other high caliber prospects in attendance. And Kanaya had a pretty good showing out there in the one-on-ones, and said that Coach Atkins gave him a lot of tips and things to work on, and they're really excited about bringing him into this class.
I'm looking at this offer list right here, D-Lou, and it's pretty impressive. Obviously, Alabama being up here. You also got Georgia Tech, but you've got offers from Auburn, LSU, Miami, Mississippi State, Nebraska, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee. So it just keeps on kind of going down there. You've also got Texas A&M and also Florida there. Well, actually, some of these aren't offered. Yeah, no offer there from Florida. But it's still, look at the offer list on this cat. Really impressive.
And that's why, people are going to look at his 247 ranking. Go back to that. Yeah. I think he's like 1,100 right now. The thing is, it's just so hard to properly evaluate offensive linemen, especially at the high school level. And then you think about it, we've been under the pandemic now for the last 16 months. So his entire junior season, he wasn't able to be properly evaluated. He wasn't able to really attend these off-season camps for, like the Under Armour camps and the things like that have slowly started to open back up this off-season. And, Florida State's first chance to get a look at him in person since January 2020 was this month. And I think it's obvious that they liked what they saw. And, this is going to be a big commitment on the offensive line, your second commitment so far in this class, along with Baugh. And, we talked about it on Thursday. You've got Kashawn Sapp coming up. Dachi Richardson is going to be committing late next month. So this just keeps building that momentum, and it sets Florida State up for where they want to be, going ahead and get some offensive linemen in the fold, and then there's going to be some higher caliber targets committing later on during the season.
Yeah, just take a little peek here at this right here. I've already got it through my brain with content. This will be a clip that I will be posting on Twitter immediately after Charlton makes his commitment official later on tonight, but check out this play right here. This is boy. Talk about unfair. I mean,
just go through a couple of these because I mean he's got a great punch.
And
I think this guy just drives him across the field. Look at that.
He falls and rolls on top of like a bowling ball. He really is built like a bowling ball.
Bang. Just one quick punch.
That looked like you in high school.
In pass protection.
Didn't you wear 53?
He's wearing 69.
Well, the other cat.
No,
yeah, you were not at the size. There goes Dustin down.
This is the one he's just pushing him on the back. I mean, he's just bullying these kids. And they've got him at right tackle here, as you can see. At Florida State, he's going to be an interior guy, right guard or left guard.
Yeah.
Staff hasn't quite decided, which spot they're going to put him at, but he is going to be inside.
I don't think anybody really wants to go near him. He's so wide.
Like I said, he's just bullying kids, and you imagine once he gets into a college strength and conditioning program under Josh Storms, and I think that's just going to benefit him even more. I mean,
I could watch this all day long. Yeah, no, Coach Storms will work on him, and they'll trim up. All right, bye, see ya, sit down, clown.
So to me, when you look at this, it's I can't understand why they have him as the 1100th ranked player in the nation or whatever he is. It comes down to the fact that, like I said earlier, he hasn't been properly evaluated, and I think he's set to rise up a couple hundred spots during his senior season. I mean, you mentioned the offer list. His top 3 came down to Florida State, Georgia Tech, and Alabama.
Yeah.
So in cases like this, I'm looking at who is offered and who is interested rather than the ranking.
Yeah, Alabama, Oklahoma offering in that area. Those two, I think, have had some pretty good success at offensive lines. So they've evaluated him and they see something promising in him. And I think you're absolutely correct. With COVID-19 going on, there hasn't been a really good chance of being able to watch him in camps, or he wasn't even available to go to these because of restrictions. But I mean, look at some of these. Not only is he sticking with the line there, but moving up to the second level and just making linebackers look like ants. I mean, that whole offensive line, though, that they have there is kind of bullying everybody. Up front.
One thing he said yesterday, I asked him to describe his play style, and he said that he was talking to Coach Atkins on Friday, and he said that Kanaya is a perfectionist, and he wants to get everything down to a T. And he says his play style is to try to play with the best fundamentals and technique to maximize the movement that he can create to open up holes in the running game.
It will work. What were you saying earlier? You were telling me in this production meeting before we recorded, but
about Coach Atkins?
Yeah, tell us that.
Yeah, so we were talking about his relationship with Coach Atkins, and I'll just go ahead. This is the direct quote from Kanaya. So he said, "I would say I have the best relationship with Coach Atkins. Just talking with him, he just shows you that he really cares. He'll tell you straight up. I remember what he told me the first time he watched my film. We met up and he told me that my film was terrible. I'd never heard that before because other colleges said it was great. He said it was terrible. Hearing that, it shows me that he really wants the best for me because he was giving me the hard, honest truth about my tape. He wants me to be the best player I can be, and I developed a relationship with him that is like no other."
So he likes being coached hard, but I love that he says that, yeah, Coach Atkins told me my film's awful, but you know what? I love him. That's what made me want to commit to FSU. I love that, though. That's kind of been the trend, though. Nate and I talked about it last night, I believe. And, these players, you're really seeing that they want coaches that are hard on them, tell them the truth. And it seems like that's what Kanaya wants here, and going and picking Florida State. I mean, this guy's a bowling ball, but like on the offensive line and kind of a tank. And you said that he's kind of trimmed down. You don't think he's listed at 351, or he shouldn't be. He's trimmed off a little bit.
I mean, that's another thing. Like, that hasn't been updated in a long a long time. So I'd be interested to see if we get some numbers from him after his official visit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is definitely a solid pickup for FSU. They're able to grab their second offensive lineman, joining Alu Ba, who just recently got upgraded to a 4-star per 247 Sports. And, that seems like there's a good trend on the way. And we'll see if that continues. You're looking at Quashawn Sapp, who, might have saw the good vibes that happened last night with Trevion Williams committing. And, Sapp is still currently on campus as we speak on Saturday afternoon. And he's going to be making his commitment on next Saturday. So we will see. This offensive line seems to keep building. We talked about it on the last podcast. If you guys haven't heard it yet, but offensive line seems to be building under Coach Atkins, and they're getting some serious talent and obviously some tanks at the front.
And I will say, I asked Kanaya if he was going to be going after anybody, and Quashawn Sapp, he said that's his main target right now. And he's going to be with him all weekend, talking with him and trying to get him to commit. And I'd also keep your eyes on Jarrell Powers, because, a lot of crystal balls have went in for him since last night. He'll also be making his commitment right there at the beginning of July. I think it might be July 2nd or July 3rd as well.
Some interesting things. Florida State's having a very successful weekend. July 3rd, yeah. Florida State's having a very successful weekend on the recruiting trail. So something to keep an eye on, guys. If you're watching right now, hit that like button for us. Hit that subscribe button. We're giving you guys continuous updates all throughout the off season, and it's only going to get more hectic once we get into August, when fall camp begins and we start coverage for the football games. But right now, this offseason, we're trying to give you all as much coverage as possible. So hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's weekend, and we'll talk to you guys next time.